Hello, friends. I was going to say it's Tuesday, but it's not. It's Wednesday. And for me, today's my Monday because it's my first day at home. So, hello, how are you? I am having a busy, just got back home from my last teaching trip and family visit of the season. So, I'm home for 30 days. So, this was me getting caught up on laundry and putting some stuff in order. And yeah, so I've been running around. And of course, my computer decided that today it needed to update, but I logged on with you. So hello, I'm a minute or two late. We're going to talk to Windows about that. So I have a mess of stuff to tell you. Let's see. I can start with I was traveling. Let me put up the chat so you can leave a comment to let me know the chat is working. I was traveling. I was at Connie's Collectibles in Duncansville, Pennsylvania, which was lovely. There was I had 2 great days of classes. We had a little bit of snow, but nothing, it didn't keep many people away, which was nice. And then that's only 2 hours from my mom and husband's parents, so we decided head on over there and put our eyes on the octogenarian set and have a couple days with them. So my whole drive home yesterday, my brain was just turning on of what do I need to do when I get home? Because I've got 30 days till I leave again. What do I need to do when I get in? What do I need to know? What do I need to do? So I have lists. Let's see. Hi from chilly Minnesota. Krista, I can send you some of our weather because I believe we are 61 degrees right now. Now it's raining and then the temperature is going to they're just going to drop like crazy overnight, but we just have a weird front going through. And ooh, I think I just lost a piece of a tree. Interesting. I just saw a fresh break out the window. Sorry about that, squirrel. So yeah, it's warm today. I'm in. I had to just grab a t-shirt out quickly. So you're in my vacation Bible school t-shirt because I had a different shirt on and I just found any old short sleeve shirt to get me through the day. Tomorrow we'll be back to sweaters and woolly socks. So yeah, half of my Christmas is over. My side of the family. I took presents to my nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews, and my sister and her husband, and my mom and my husband's in-laws, and that's so I got all that sewing done. So now I have a little bit of sewing left to do for my family and some for my husband's side of the family, and that'll be this week. And there you go. That's what I'm up to. So let's, I made a list. Let me open it here. I have a whole bunch of pictures to talk you through to show you what's been going on. Let me see if it'll load. My computer's being dumb. Let's get this up. Talk amongst yourselves. Let's do this. Full screen mode. And where are you? Okay, I think I found you. So let me share that with you. And I'll tell you some things that are new. Trim the tree. Why is my window, why is it not up? Okay, we're going to cancel and try to find it. Let's put that back where it belongs and see if that helps. Because my computer is not loving me today. Is it going to show my Christmas, all my quilts? There we go. Hello. So here are some of my quilts. I just put them in Word, so it is an unsaved file because I don't plan on saving it. I pulled out my Color Blocks Christmas quilt. I have a quilt, a group of quilts, color block patterns that I sold as a set with how to quilt them, and it's called 'Tis the Season. So this is Santa's belt, and that one used up so much of my red. And red, yellow, and black are hard colors for me to come by. I can come by black and white, I can come by red and white, but straight up red and yellow and black and purple are my hardest colors to come by. So this killed my scraps for a while, but it was a really sweet quilt that will be on the sofa soon. This is another quilt from the session, from that package. It is called Down the Slopes or Hit the Slopes. And those are ugly Christmas sweaters. I quilted. Whoa, you can see I put a bunch of pictures together for you. Sorry about that. There we go. So this is, I made I took some Christmas scraps and sewed them together to make an ugly Christmas sweater. You can make a real Christmas sweater if you'd like. So I quilted this with um, looks like yarn unraveled all over it, like my cat got a hold of the yarn and ran around with it. Or when you start yarn and you pull out a little bit and a whole bunch comes out, that's what the quilting looks like on this. So that was a really fun, color block quilt to do. And then this is, trying to remember what this is called, but this I made to look like candy canes. I've also made it in blue. So it's just a nice quilt that you can use anytime, in any color you like. I like that one. And then I did this quilt, which is under the tree, and I've made it again using bright fabrics for birthdays. So these 4 patterns come together as a pack called "'Tis the Season," and you get the 4 patterns and you get the 4 videos on how to quilt it, just in case you're itching to be stitching some Christmas or holiday themed things. So let me come back to you. So Krista, it reminds you of jockey uniforms. I can see that. I can totally see that. But those are some of the quilts I have out there. Let me see what else I'm going to show you here. Let me get back. So we're back to the presents, and I made this with really bright colors again to make a birthday quilt for my girlfriend. It's her birthday coming up next week, and she got it last year or the year before, or the year before. Again, the last 2 years kind of were missing in my brain. But there's that one. And let's see, the next thing to talk about was a video I put out yesterday. The pattern is called Ho 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 Holiday from Primitive Gatherings. I was at Primitive Gatherings in December of 2023, which was between, let's see, I had COVID bout 1, COVID bout 2, COVID bout 1, my spine issue, COVID bout 2, went into heart failure but didn't know it. So I was there while I was really low energy, but it was just the cap to a terrible year. We just needed to have, my friend and I needed to have something good happen that year. So we went out to Primitive Gatherings, and this was a quilt we made, and I just quilted it using my graphic swirls stencil. And I quilted it on my home sewing machine up and down. So I just did a column of swirls at a time, and I did some switchbacks in between. I posted that at Primitive Gatherings, and everyone's like, "You did that on a long arm." I'm like, and that is why I quilted on a home machine, just to prove it could be done. So that was lovely. And let's see, I have a close up here of how simple the quilting is. I drew a line down my quilt along and every 5.5 inches, because that's how wide my ruler was. And I put my swirls in and stenciled it on, reversing it every other one. And then I went back and did the switchbacks in between them. It was really, really just 2 things, just do it over and over and over again. And it's not perfect, and it's kind of sloppy, and it still looks what I think is pretty lovely. So I'm happy with that one. That quilt is going to be hung in the hallway. Let's see. Let me find you again. So love that quilt more than I could possibly say. Let me go back and share some other things that have been going on here. Window, here we go. So I will come back. Let's see. So I put this quilt together, and I will be making more of these. I got a line of fabric that was black and white storybook fabric, and I have so many scraps of it that are cut into 2.5-inch squares, like boxes of them. So I'm just taking boxes of the black and white print, and then with a color. So I pulled out blue. I'm also going to be making it with orange. I have a lot of orange and probably green. So I want to make a whole bunch of these, use them to quilt on, and then just give a whole bunch of them away as charity quilts. So this was fun. Let me see if I can make it bigger here. So I have swirls in there, and they are offset. The quilting of this is in my my subscription of As Lobbin Turns. So you can see there. Sorry, more. I ended up fast. There we go. So that's that quilt. Let me make it a little smaller. And then I'll scroll up to the last picture, I think. So mark your calendar for Blanket Fort free mystery quilt along. It's going to be from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern time on January 4th. The fabric requirements are online. So you can go join in the class, and then you can start pulling your fabric. Either go buy some fabric or go pull some fabric or pull out some scraps, whatever you like. I already have 3 made. I think I'm going to make 2 new ones with a line of fabric. So 2 were made with a line of fabric. One was actually all 3 were made with line of fabrics, and the next one will be as well. So let me come back so I can see you. Now I have my list. So talked about travel and ho, ho, ho. The Blanket Fort quilting, the schedule is going to be at 1 o'clock Eastern. I will give clue 1, 2 o'clock Eastern. I'll give clue 2, 3 o'clock Eastern. I'll give clue 3, and 4 o'clock Eastern. I'll give clue 4. Kind of makes it pretty straightforward. But I'm going to have it hopefully on YouTube. And I'm also going to have it in my class so that people can access it however works. So sign up, and it's in a class format, but you can just log in once an hour and download the new pattern. And I hope to do a live video every hour as well to talk about what's going on next. So that's January 4th. And then that is going to go into 21 days from quilt top to quilted. Now that is going to be all your basics, basting your quilt and stitching around the edge, and what to do with the edges and what order to stitch it in, and needles and thread and bobbins and gloves and all of that. Plus, I'm going to show 2 ways to quilt it, one with a walking foot and one with one free motion. So that is coming up, and that will start, I think, the second Saturday, the 11th, possibly in January, which will then go into a new class. So my calendar next year is starting to burst. I did get I got an inquiry asking if we were going to have color blocks in 2025. The answer is yes. The problem was I can't get the class online. So if you look at the tagging on this video, it should have a link to the class. It's just not showing up on my main page. The class is live. You should be able to get in. So I hope somebody goes and signs up so that I can see that there's a sign up there. Let me check to see if it started working yet. I did it a couple hours ago. Nope, it still hasn't come on. Let me see if anyone's been able to sign up for the class yet. I would love for someone to push that button and let me know if it works or if it didn't. Yep, not working yet. So anyway, that's still coming. Speaking of color blocks, I have my December color block. That pattern went out last week while I was away. So let me share that with you. Did I scroll past it here? Oh, no, it's right here. So this is the color block pattern. I haven't quilted it yet, but the pattern is written and online. And you can let me know if there's any trouble with it. Go download it, sew up some quick scraps, and make a last minute table runner or what have you for your quilt for the season. And that can be any twinkle lights or Christmas ornaments, whatever it looks like to you. So, wow, it looks like one of my channels isn't working. Let's see, is this working? This was just a hot mess today. So, hello. What else is going on? Travel, ho, 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 Blanket Fort, color blocks, 21 days, 'tis the season. I don't think I brought it over here with me, but last night I got home, started laundry, did some, getting back in town and unpacking and everything. But I dug into some wool applique, which it's not my thing, but I want to see if it's my thing. So I cut out a bunch of applique last night, just because I was on my own time and was still on vacation, decided not to work. But if any of you are Prune Gather shoppers, going the week before Black Friday, which is the week before Thanksgiving in the United States, they had, if you spend a certain amount, she sent you a free kit and pattern. So I got, sorry about that. I'm sure it's spam. It's going to.
Call from Watermelon Y.
It is.
Call from Watermelon Y.
Okay, that's all the time it should ring.
Call from Watermelon Y.
Okay, I'm back. But cutting out a snowflake, does anyone do wool applique? What type of scissors do you use on your wool applique to cut it out? Because it's with stabilizer and paper, it's with the paper before you peel it. And I used some really good applique scissors, but I don't know if that was the wrong ones to do. They are cut out, ready to fuse and stitch, but I still have some tracing to do on the rest of the background, and I need my light box for it. I lent my husband my light box, and I don't know where he put it, so I'll have to wait till he gets it back to me. Other things going on. I am still working in the sewing room, and it continues to get better. One box, bag, drawer, part of a pile at a time. So yeah, it's getting better. I'm getting more floor space. It'll be a while before it's photo ready, but it is already so much more workable, and I'm really happy in here. Does anyone else have clean their sewing room on their list of New Year's resolutions for next year? For me, the holidays are pretty much over because we get our family for Thanksgiving, and we don't do a lot with Christmas. It's just my husband and I, so we're pretty boring. So, I'm just going to be home for 30 days. And yes, it's over Christmas. But again, Christmas is minimal for us. So I'll have plenty of time to hopefully get further. Somebody asked me if I was done cleaning my sewing room. I'm not sure that's ever possible. It's kind of like, are you ever done renovating your house? Because by the time you finish the last thing, the first thing needs to be redone again. But there you go. I'm working on it. It's amazing the things I'm finding. I've put some of the things on the bottom of my website under D-Stash. I have more things to put on there. So check that on the website every once in a while. I'm putting them up for like 25 cents to $1. I have some rulers, some long arm quilting rulers that I may be putting up there, and they may cost a little more just to make up for the shipping, because my shipping on my website is $7. If you end up just buying a pattern, I refund you $3, $4 or whatever I can get back in postage. But I can't mail anything other than a letter for under $7. So I eat a lot of the postage, and rulers are going to be heavy. So I will put the price on rulers up higher just to offset the postage. I really just want them out of the house. If you live nearby, just come pick them up. Please, I want them out of my house. So yeah, more is going on there. And I think the last thing, I'm doing a little in-between sewing while I'm switching between tasks. I got one more load of laundry in there. A friend said, "Do you have any extra quilts?" And I do. I usually have a couple extra giveaway quilts. She said, "I'd like a double bed size Christmas quilt." And I'm like, well, don't have one of those hanging out. So I pulled out, I have over 100 green color block squares. So I just cut out red squares to go with it. So it's going to be a red big square and a green color block square, varying, and back and forth. So alternating is the word I was looking for. And then I'm going to do some fun quilting in it. And I'm making it 64 by 80, which I think is big enough for a double bed. That's how many blocks I cut out, but I cut them out before I checked. So I think that's the right amount. So you may see some pictures online of that, and the quilting of that will probably also end up in As the Bobbin Turns. So there you go. Yeah, that's what I got going on. Running around, decking my halls minimally. I know I have Christmas dishes, but I'm not sure where they are. So that's also on my husband's list. I could leave him love notes, but they're really honey-do lists, and fortunately, he puts up with me. But I'm glad to be home. I am glad to be here quilting. I'm glad to be talking to you, even though my software isn't working very well today. I apologize for that. Hopefully, this will show up in replay for folks. So I take some time this week to be still, because this is kind of a crazy season, and take some time for you, whatever that looks like. Have a cup of tea, work on a little bit of a block, cut up some color blocks, go find fabric for your quilt along for our mystery quilt next year. Whatever taking care of you looks like. Let's see. Patty, it is the weather to quilt. Today, well, it's 60 degrees, so I can't say it's raw and rainy. It's just rainy. It's warm and rainy, but will be cold and rainy after that because we're going to drop into the 30s. But yeah, it's a rainy day where I'm staying put. So I'm going to get back to quilting and folding laundry and getting back to work. But I have got a bunch of fun stuff coming up for you. And I'm one of those people when I have a Christmas present, I'm like, do you want it? Do you want your Christmas present? You want it early? You want it early? You want it now? And that's the way I am with all the content I have for you next year. Do you want it now? And even if you do, I'm going to hold off. Although some of the first of the year stuff you might get on New Year's Eve in case you're a New Year's Eve quilter like I am. So take care of yourselves this week. Take care of other people this week. As you're out and about, everyone's grumpy. Be nicer than you have to because the world is a hard place. I will be here next Tuesday, hopefully. I have a procedure in my back where they're going to be burning the nerve in my spine. I've had it done before, but I don't remember what I was like afterward. So I will plan to be here afterward for Tuesday afternoon. But if not, I will move it. I will just post that I can't do it and move it to Wednesday. But I should be here next Tuesday afternoon, 2:30 New York time. And I will see you again next week. And Krista, yes, giving the presents out now. That's I'm all about that. With presents, I gave my mother-in-law all of those Christmas placemats I made from that Tilda Handy Quilter Quilt-Along. She loved them. Was a little nervous about her grandson eating on it because my nephew's only 10, and she wants a placemat the color of ketchup because all of her placemats turn into ketchup colored once my nephew's eaten on it. But anyway, she has all of them, and I did make her open them early because I wanted her to enjoy them during the season instead of waiting until Christmas Day. We did leave other presents under the tree though. So anyway, I'm going to head out. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I will see you next Tuesday, hopefully, possibly Wednesday. Happy quilting, everyone.